So I thought I would show you how I go about making tones with my AxeFx 3. So the AxeFx 3 is based off of amplifiers and cabinets and all that stuff, but it's actually wired in a way that it can produce pretty accurate results. Like the Mesa USA model is based off of the rectifier. So like the amplifier in this should be pretty freaking close to that amplifier. But the deal is, the whole point of this is so that you can use microphone and cabinet combinations. So like if I were to use an SM57, put centered on one of those speakers and record it, if you were to save that as like a little snapshot, that would be an impulse response, which is what the AxeFx 3 is. So inside the software, you've got amps, cabs, there's a tone match block, which I'll get to in a moment, delay, reverb, flange, chorus. I mean, there's all sorts of shit here. Any sort of effect you want is in here. But when I'm trying to learn a song, what I like to do is try to create a tone that's pretty similar to what the artist is using. So what I do is I'll go to equipboard.com and then I'll search an artist. So in this case it's Deftones, Stephen Carpenter, and then I'll read about the amplifiers and cabinets that he uses. I don't really care about the guitars because I'm using his signature guitar, so it should be pretty close. But I'll read about the amplifiers. Like the song I want to learn is called Root from the Adrenaline album, and so like the JCM 800 was used maybe on a different album, so I'll read about the amplifiers and cabs that he uses, and then I'll go into Wikipedia and search for some of those amps. So like he was using a JCM 800, so I'll go here and look, see if the AxeFx hasn't a JCM 800, in which case it does. So they call it the Brit 800. So I'll go into the AxeFx and go into the amp block and search and try to find Brit 800, which I saw it. Where was it? I think it's this one, Brit JVM OD1. So this would be the oh, here it is. Brit 800, number 34, right there. So I'll use that. And then for the cabinet, I'll use, if we go back and look on here, he was using a Marshall 1960B 4x12 cab. So I actually bought the impulse response for a 1960B, which is this one. So I've got his amp, I've got his cab, and now the last thing I'm going to do is tone match him. So what I do is I open Reaper, the DAW, and then I'll go to YouTube, copy this URL, and then go to a YouTube to MP3 converter so I can download the music, and then I'll upload it into Reaper here, and then I'll put a repeat on it. So if I just play this, it's going to play and repeat itself. If I'm going to tone match somebody, it's going to change my tones, basically the EQ of what I've got going after. So in this signal chain, my guitar is coming in, it's going through all this stuff, noise gate, a drive, an amp block, a cabinet, and then at the very end is a tone match block. And so from here, once I'm done with this, it'll basically EQ what it heard and change my guitar to what the recording sounded like. So it's just basically changing the EQ of it. So I'll show you. So I'm going to start a reference. It's going to monitor that. It's going to repeat. So this right here is the EQ of that song, and it has to be an isolated guitar to accurately represent that guitar. So next, I'm going to start local, which is my guitar, and I'm going to try to play the same thing. Turn it off, and now I can press the match button. So now let's hear it. He's got some sort of effect going on, and I don't know if that's chorus or if it's something else. I think it's chorus. Oh, you can't see that. See, I think it's chorus. But I'm in the ballpark figure of what he sounds like. Let's hear it again. God damn, I suck. My guitar sounds a little detuned a little bit. Now I have to go mess with it, but that's my method to dialing in tones. Research the guitar player, find the amp and cab that he uses, try to match it to the AxeFx with the amps and cabs that are in here, and then I read about some of the other shit they use, like what kind of effects they use, what kind of chorus, and then I add chorus. If there's any reverb, I might add reverb or whatever, and then it comes out close enough to where I almost sound like him. So thought you might find that interesting.